another league that is in the postseason, and those games are heating up, like we alluded to earlier, is the Stanley Cup playoffs. As now we are down to the final four, and on the East, or I guess, do they even have a name for sides? Really?
No, it's semifinals at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, weird setup this year.
Unfortunately, but what we have is on one side, on the right side of the bracket, you have the New York Islanders and going up against defending champs Tampa Bay Lightning. The Islanders, after an impressive game one, have taken the lead 1-0 after their victory 2-1 on Sunday. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Lightning just win tonight?
Yes.
As we've been doing this podcast, I was like kind of keeping up with it. So as we're talking, the Lightning were able to knot up the series, so it actually is 1-1. So on that side, and then on the left side of the bracket, unfortunately, Montae's team is up 1-0 in their series as they are taking on the Canadians. I am actually rooting for Canada to bring it home this year. I know. But listen, I have my reasons, okay? For one, we already know Montae would be insanely obnoxious if the Knights win, so we can't have that. The Islanders are direct competitors with the Rangers, so that's just not happening. And then the Lightning won last year. So let's get some parity in the league. And a Canadian team hasn't won it in forever anyway. So with it being a weird year, I'm fine with them winning it. We'll go back to normal next year, and that's when America can continue to dominate. So I'm going for Montreal. Not looking good off rip as they got blown out in game one. They lost 4-1. So they've got some work to do, but that's currently where we sit in the semifinals. Do you have anything that you've noticed or to add so far with the NHL?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to say who I'm cheering for because I've come on both rounds. I've said it, and the four teams that I said have all lost in that round. So I'm not going to say it now. However, the Lightning and Islanders, super fun. The Islanders are one of those teams that are just hard-nosed, gritty. They play you tough. They play a very playoff style of hockey. See, they're kind of the anti-Giannis of the NHL because their style suits the postseason. They're physical. They don't give you anything easy. On the other side, the Lightning, they were the team, besides the Avalanche, who are probably the most talented team all around in hockey. And however you're going to spin it, this is a team that has championship pedigree. A lot of their players returned this year. They all know what it takes to win in the postseason, and I don't think they're afraid of anybody. That's a great series. That series there, I think, is obviously going to be far more fun to watch than the Knights and Canadians, and not just because I don't like either of those teams, which I don't, but just because the clash of styles there. The Canadians pretty much rode this hot streak. They just got insanely hot. They were beating teams in overtime. They were stealing 1-goal wins away from teams that are perennial playoff chokers in order to get here. And now they're going to play against a team, the Knights, who have won in two fashions. They were more talented than the Wild, 1-7. They were the more flashy, better suited team, more talented. Then they actually played the more talented team. So then they had to play a tough, grinded out sort of style against the Avs to come back from a 2-0 hole and win that series. So the Knights, they can do it. They can do it all. Stylistically, they're very hard to match up with. They're talented. They're hard-nosed. They've got a coach who's used to coaching in the postseason. I wish he was still in San Jose. Maybe we wouldn't be where we're at right now. But he's used to postseason success. And I think the Canadians are in certain trouble. Yeah. Their 7-game win streak snapped in fairly easy fashion. And if the Knights go up 2-0, I'm calling it right then and there. If the Knights win, because I don't believe Montreal's home ice is going to intimidate the Knights even a little bit. They're a great story. They're a great run. But they would need absolutely Herculean efforts from Carey Price for 4 games of the series in order to win the series. I do not see it happening. So the only prediction I feel safe in making is that we will have to listen to Montae talk about the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup. And in all honesty, maybe a good thing. Maybe a good thing. We'll all be tuned in. We'll be hooked on it. Because, Montreal and New York and not Gannon's New York. Who wants to see that?
Yeah.
I would.
I can tell you what, though. If the Knights do go to the Stanley Cup Finals, what a insane last 3 years of sports for all of our teams. We had the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. Your boy Brady won it this year. My Lakers won last year. The Rays were in the World Series. The Knights would be in the Stanley Cup Finals. My goodness.
Yeah. Now all we're missing is Connor's teams.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna ride the wave of the Chiefs, but
we all are.
Maybe we are.
KC represent.
But at least KC had to beat also my favorite team to get to the Super Bowl. So my favorite team still was doing well en route to the Chiefs getting there. So Connor's riding this Chiefs wave, but he thinks he maybe has other people fooled, but he ain't fooling us. He's a Vikings fan. It's just they're not very good right now, and the Chiefs are probably the best they've ever been. So he can ride it. He don't even like Casey. He's a St. Louis boy. So that's what I find really interesting.
Yeah. Now his backup to the backup NHL team won the Stanley Cup.
We're not doing that. We're not doing no backups to the backup. You have one team, maybe a secondary that you root for, and you go with that. There's no backup to the backup.
Right. And then there's obviously those one or two teams that you'll always cheer against. And whoever's playing against them are your teams for the temporary time.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's it.
I couldn't be more of a Jazz fan right now.
Exactly, yeah. Could I coax myself into cheering for the Habs? Because if I start cheering for them, it's certain elimination for them based on the way the first two rounds have gone.
I'm dead.
So I guess I'll leave off NHL by saying, go Knights. The Knights are going to do it this year. They're going all the way this year. I know they will. Guarantee it. I'm giving my Charles Barkley. Guarantee it.
Oh, that's terrible.
And now we wait.
That is straight terrible.